Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
Glad you came.
I wonder where they go.
Hello, Serona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. In fact, we're working together to try and rein in Ranrock.
Are you? I suspected you and he would get along. Perhaps best I don't know details of your plans. And I shall refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion, and you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my love.
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect Horklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some Horklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
I can certainly try and find some for you.
That would be wonderful. I'm worried about the travelling vendors and would love to get them more Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting Horklumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather Horklumps and collect the box of letters there.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Oh, goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those Horklumps. I, and the vendors I help, would greatly appreciate it. Polyjuice potion meant to keep him away from snake.
I should investigate.
Revelio.
Bardolph Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
What do we have here? A demiguise.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Ugh.
Revelio.
This place has seen better days. This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
Nothing to poach in Arrynshire except spiders. Not worth the trouble, if you ask me. It's been ages since I've found anything worth poaching near Cragcroft.
I found a dirichord den near one of the hamlets. Made some galleons off that little find.
Accio! Confringo!
What have you done? No one hide from me. I'll punch you like a streeler. What was that?
You took Nora Treadwell from us.
Accio!
You regret that. Redacto.
Potato!
No!
Time to get my claws.
Accio!
Stop messing around like a baby-wig! Running home!
Accio! Confringo!
You dare say one of my own!
Better have a look around. See about the hawk clumps and the box of letters. That's at least one hawk clump. Getting there. Just a few more hawk clumps to harvest. Confringo! Confringo! Either I'll have to fight that troll, or together. Compulsion.
Incendio! Confringo! Alter! Incendio! Accio! Incendio! Depulso! Confringo! Incendio! Accio! Stupefy! Depulso! Incendio! Accio! Confringo!
Rest easy, my large friend. Almost. That's all the Hawk lumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
Confringo! Incendio! Incendio! Revelio! Confringo!
This must be Sorona's box of letters. Let's have a look around, see if I can find that piece of letters.
Confringo!
Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether. I think that's everything. I should find Mrs. Sprottle. She'll be glad to get these hawk lumps. An astronomy table. Should prove useful once the sun's down. Wonder who lives here.
Bardolph Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards, he was.
Excuse me. Did you say something about Bardolph Beaumont?
Oh, hello again. How nice to see you. And yes, I did. I was just worrying about Claire Beaumont's brother Bardolph. Only he's gone missing. Rumour is he was seen in the forest practicing dark magic. Saw him myself near some ruins with Rookwood's lot I did. I fear he got himself into trouble with the Ashwinders, especially if he made them a promise he couldn't keep. I'd help search for him myself, but no one will risk encountering Ranrock's loyalists. They seem to be everywhere.
Why would Bardolph want to get involved with the Ashwinders?
Oh, he had a terrible run-in with Ranrock's loyalists. Changed him. He vowed never to feel powerless again. I think he sought the Ashwinders out to learn their secrets. Victor Rookwood, at least, seems somehow immune to Ranrock's loyalists.
Do you think Bardolph may have simply run off?
No. Bardolph's run that shop with Claire his entire life. He'd not give it up for anything. He swore he'd be back in a fortnight. My instincts are that he's been held captive, or worse.
I can certainly look out for him.
Any help would be appreciated. You might speak to Claire first. Perhaps she has some insights that I don't. I can tell you that Bardolph was last seen in the forest wearing a particular woolen jumper, one that Claire knitted herself. Claire will be at her shop if you'd like to speak with her.
Seems a pleasant enough little place. This looks intriguing.
Incendio. Caforzo. Accio. Confringo. Caforzo. Accio. Incendio.
Is that Infuriates wearing a wooden jumper? That must be Bardolph.
Incendio. Confringo. Accio. Incendio. Accio. Confringo. Repulsor. Incendio. Accio.
Bardolph's woolen jumper. I'm not sure Madame Beaumont would want to know what really happened to him. This mentions Inferi, and something about it being Bardolph's turn next.
Levioso.
Professor Howell wouldn't believe this.
Levioso. Protego.
Everything's all right now.
Levioso.
There. I'm not going to hurt you.
You can feed a beast, or it can feed you. If you get my meaning. Afraid to take a hit, are you? This is all. I shall get that goblin helm back. Hopefully from you.
Stupefy.
Good God! Come in. You're the little sod that saves
Accio.
What have you done?
Accio. Protego.
A castle. I know what that means. Merlin trial. This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
I've heard. Ha ha! Time to teach someone a lesson! Levioso! Would you like me to put you down? Levioso!
Accio. Confringo.
The beasts around here can sleep a bit easier now.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this.
Ranrock's loyalists are a menace. What can be done?
I couldn't help but overhear. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists?
I did. Never imagined they'd act this deadly. I'm Claire Beaumont, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Ranrock and his followers have set up camp here. No regard for our beloved hamlet or our livelihoods. Ruthless. My brother Bardolph dared to stand up to them and ended up in St. Mungo's. I'm simply at my wit's end.
I'm unfortunately quite familiar with Ranrock's loyalists. Perhaps I can do something.
Much as I would love to be rid of them, I wouldn't want you to risk injury, or worse. Please be cautious. We should not have to live in fear. This is our home.
Madame Beaumont, I believe I have some news of your brother.
Bardolph? What do you know of my brother?
I'm afraid he's joined the Ashwinders and has no interest in returning.
What? No, this can't be. He was seeking their advice, that's all.
I'm truly sorry. I wish it had been better news. I wish you well, Madame Beaumont.
What more could I have done? Oh, Bardolph. Bardolph.
It seems as though things are getting worse. Best be on my guard.
One less human to worry about.
One of Ranrock's camps. Exactly as Madame Beaumont described.
Regret coming here. Such arrogance. You're like a clown. I won't rest. No! I will make it.
Too late for you to learn the error of your ways. One camp down, one more to go.
Revelio.
An intruder! An utterly pitiful display. There's the student.
Accio. Incendio. Repulsor. Protego.
Maria! One less human to worry about. You will regret coming here. Someone here.
Incendio. Accio.
Seems your heart isn't in this at all. How is this happening?
Stupid. Confringo. Incendio.
There you go. Stupefy. Both camps cleared. Madame Beaumont will be glad to hear that.
Revelio.
It's like a place right out of a storybook.
I should have done more.
Hello, Madame Beaumont. Good news. I was able to clear out Ranrock's camps.
You cleared them out? How?
I managed to catch them off guard.
Ah, I wish my brother could have done what you did. Perhaps he'd still be with me now. I'm especially grateful. You did, for Bardolph, what I could not. You saved our hamlet, my young friend. This will not be forgotten. I fear for other hamlets, truly. Ranrock and his lot are unlike any goblins I've ever seen.
What do you have for sale?
Bardolph, thank you. Sincerely. I should have done more. I shall never forgive myself. Marvellous. I could always use more of these. Bardolph, you wouldn't have left without saying goodbye, would you? I should have done more. I shall never forgive myself.
If things keep going as they are.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Seems a pleasant enough little place.
It's you? The good you've done on behalf of the Upper Hogsfield residents. I thank you.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. I have good news. I was able to harvest some hawk lumps for you, and I found Sirona's box of letters.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion. And Sirona will be delighted to have those letters. How kind of you. Now you be careful heading back to Hogsmeade.
I should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be glad to have it back. Hogsmeade, here I come.
I'll say it again.
Hello, Sirona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some hawk lumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
One of the letters mentions Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aiden. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is! Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aiden. Thank you, again, for helping her. And for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories. Folk still talk about you taking down that troll in the village circle. You certainly made an impression.
What are you up to now?
Darling charms is dire. Nothing's as clever as playing with fire.
Anything to do with the dark art should be avoided. It's too risky.
Anything to do with Salazar Slytherin is worth the risk.
I can't agree. And I'll not say a word more. I'm sorry.
I won't give up.
What were you and Ominous speaking about?
He's being ridiculous. Apparently Salazar Slytherin had a secret scriptorium here in Hogwarts. Ominous swears it was used for the dark arts, so he wants nothing to do with it. I reminded him that Anne needs a cure. This scriptorium could hold the answers we need.
The dark arts do pique my interest.
There's more to dark magic than people realize. The Gaunts know this. Better than most. Perhaps I've spoken out of turn. Ominous's family history is personal to him.
I understand. You needn't tell me if you don't want to.
If I were you, I'd be begging for more details.
It's not that I'm not interested, and you can certainly trust me if you want to tell me anything.
Ominous learned dark magic from his parents. Are you familiar with the Cruciatus Curse?
Crucio, correct? The Cruciatus Curse. Also known as the Torture Curse. Inflicts excruciating pain on the victim.
Apparently, his parents and older siblings had no qualms about casting it on muggles for sport. Ominous described the sound of the victim's cries as horrific, so the first time he was asked to cast it himself as a child, he couldn't bring himself to do it. As punishment, his family cast it on him. The anguish was so bad that when asked to cast it again, he relented. I have repeatedly assured Ominous that he did what he had to, but he still hasn't forgiven himself.
How horrible. Poor Ominous. He was only a child. He shouldn't blame himself.
After that incident, the rift between Ominous and his family only grew. That is until I came along. Every moment he isn't at Hogwarts, he's with us in Feldcroft. Ominous trusts me. And more often than not, he winds up listening to me. I'll remind him of that when I follow up about the scriptorium. Watch for my owl. I'll have news soon enough. I'll make Ominous understand. He'll change his mind.
Adelaide Oaks, isn't it? I received your owl.
Yes, I'm Adelaide Oaks. Oh dear. You see, my Uncle Roland is a metal trader who's quite well known in the goblin community. He normally sends me owls every week when he's on his business travels. In his last owl, he alluded to dealings with those radical goblins, Ranrock's loyalists. It's been ages since that owl and I'm worried. What with the troll attack on Hogsmeade and the rumours that goblins may have been involved, well, I'm fearing the worst. Should I be worried about my uncle, or am I overthinking this?
I'm not convinced you need to worry. Perhaps your uncle's been delayed, and surely he can take care of himself.
That's exactly what Professor Weasley said when she forbade me from leaving the grounds to look for him. She's convinced he can handle himself, but I can't concentrate on anything until I know he's all right. Could you try to find out for me? From what I hear, you're almost as adventurous as Uncle Roland.
Has your uncle traded with many goblins?
Yes, for ages. Even speaks gobbledygook. But he only recently mentioned Ranrock's lot, insisting the galleons were worth the risk. He does it for me. Between robes and supplies, attending Hogwarts costs a fair sickle. And besides that, Uncle Roland has expensive taste. He's sacrificed so much for me over the years. I promised him that as soon as I finish Hogwarts, I shall be the one taking care of him.
I take it you and your uncle are close?
We are. My mother died when I was born, and I lost my father when I was 5. Uncle Roland's looked after me for as long as I can remember. He knows I get anxious when he travels, and that's why he sends me all the owls, to let me know that he's all right.
I'll try and look into it for you, Adelaide.
Thank you. He's very thorough in his record-keeping, notes all his trades in a journal, makes maps. In fact, in his last owl, he drew me a map of his next stop. He planned to set up camp north of here. I do hope you're able to find out where he is. Thank you again for any help you can provide. Oh, Uncle Roland, what have you got yourself into?
Roland is all right. She seems very worried. Adelaide mentioned her uncle's camp may be near Brockborough, past the river. Could this be Mr. Oakes' campsite? Ranrock's loyalists, just ahead. Should I take them by force or be discreet?
What have we here? Another human? Show yourself if you're there. What have we here? Another human? You can't stop us.
Protego!
Yeah, another human. How childish! The mist! Another human.
Protego!
Oh, you refuse to chapeau!
Accio! Incendio! Levioso! Cabolso! Protego!
Kill spells glance off of me.
I've been fighting since before you were born. Return me to the ground.
Now to find out what happened here.
Revelio.
Mr. Oakes' trade journal. Adelaide said that her uncle kept notes of his trades, maps. Perhaps these landmarks will lead me to him. Mr. Oakes' trade journal.
Hello? Such ass.
Protego. Accio.
About you.
Also.
I won't rest until you're dead.
Confringo. Accio. You've one less follower, Ranrock.
I should investigate.
Incendio. Stupefy. Repulsor. Lumos. Confringo. Accio. Incendio.
yes, but only muggles fall to such ailments. You really do worry too much.
Levioso!
What's this? Before we forget about that goblin helm you stole. All right, you've had your fun. Someone get me down! You're a slippery little sticky one.
Levioso!
Marvelous strike! That was stupid one. You'll be...
Accio! Confringo!
It's shameful what you've done to helpless beasts.
You've had too much fire with you if you think you can outdo my take. Could hardly carry the sacks on that last raid.
Accio! Bolso! Confringo! Accio! Bolso!
I reckon I can see myself getting away from here and not taking a one of you with me, since you've all turned yourselves into a...
It's a better...
You having the knack?
Admirable.
Accio! Incendio!
Nothing more than luck. I'll get them.
Repulsor! Potato! Accio!
It isn't normal. A frag.
Repulsor!
Stupid moment.
Accio! Revelio. Revelio.
This looks intriguing.
Revelio.
Wonder who lives here.
There we go.
Head in a cloud!
Say what you will about Phil. So,
What was that sound?
notice you ain't wearing that goblin belt you stole.
I've seen you, Jewel.
You're might want
Stupid one.
Accio. Expulsion. Use the skill.
Stupid one.
Now,
This is
Accio.
person.
Also.
You're no match for me. Had enough.
Quite conductive, aren't we?
Capolso.
Accio.
Just warming up. You're going to regret that.
Accio. Incendio. Accio.
You will pay.
Português. Capolso. Expulso.
I see that.
Incendio.
That's just the beginning.
Incendio.
Oh, so tired.
Lumos.
Stupid one. Not to do that.
Stupid one. Accio. Stupid one.
Come on, stupid. You're afraid to fight.
Petrificus totalis!
Flash of inspiration.
Petrificus totalis!
Accio.
Petrificus totalis!
Made a grave mistake. You're no match for me.
Petrificus totalis!
Death from above.
Accio. Capolso. Stupid one.
You're going to regret that.
Petrificus totalis!
What are your thoughts on electricity?
Accio. Stupid one.
Petrificus totalis!
Accio.
What shall you do?
Might want to look up. There'll be more.
Accio.
Petrificus totalis! Hold still!
Capolso.
Quite conductive, aren't we?
Protego. Accio. Incendio. Capolso.
Expulsion.
You've made a grave mistake.
You'll need to be quicker than that.
Oh, what's a lot!
Accio. Incendio. Expulso. Protego.
Survived longer than expected. Rookwoods don't go down easy.
Incendio.
Tiger, Reductor!
Capolso.
Incendio.
Accio. Incendio.
regret that.
Incendio. Accio.
That was a mistake. Oh, forever.
Nice try.
A lamb to the... Accio. Benite. Accio.
Petrificate totally.
Repulsor. Incendio. Ringo.
Back for more, I see.
Petrificate totally.
You're dancing with danger.
Ow!
A moon car. That's all bite.
Death from above!
Petrificate totally.
Accio. Repulsor. Incendio. Ringo. Protego.
What are you for? Expulsor!
Accio. Confringo. Stupefy. Confringo. Accio. Stupefy. Repulsor. I know. Stupefy. You weaken. But Confringo.
You're going to regret that.
Petrificate totally.
Incendio!
I've never seen that. Is that all they're teaching in school these days?
Accio. Incendio. Confringo.
Pay for your
Incendio. Expulso.
Petrificate totally.
Accio. Incendio.
That was satisfying.
Expulso. Accio. Accio. Repulso. Stupefy. Incendio.
Petrificate totally.
Confringo.
Time for some.
Confringo. Protego. Accio.
Are you even trying?
Expulso.
Not my best work, I'll admit. You're going to regret that. I'm just warming up.
Petrificate totally.
Incendio.
Damn you.
Accio. Repulso.
Petrificate totally. Petrificate totally.
Repulso. Protego.
Confringo!
Aloha Mora. Levioso.
Settle yourself. I mean you no harm.
Revelio.